Liverpool have just lost at home. I'm going to be brutally honest. I did not see that coming. Of all the Premier League games this weekend, this was the one I thought for absolute certainty that Liverpool will go out there and get 3 points. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. They will get the job done. And fair play to Nuno Espirito Santo and Nottingham Forest, because Liverpool weren't just defeated. They were second best in a lot of areas today. And Nuno Espirito Santo, they stuck to their game plan. They executed their game plan to perfection. Sit back, counter. And we're going to break it down. If you're new to the channel, please do go down, hit that subscribe button. The road to 25,000 subscribers is well and truly on. A massive weekend for football. And Erling Haaland in the other game today at 3 p.m. In the title race. Well, Haaland's made it 9 goals already this season. But we're here to talk about Liverpool. Make sure you drop a like. Let me know your thoughts down below. But Liverpool have just lost at home. And I don't really know where to start. I'm going to start with the lineup because it's Liverpool's kind of go-to lineup under Arne Slot. This is the 11 players he's used in every single lineup so far, which is Alisson. The back four picks itself: Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, McAllister, and then a front three of Salah, Jota, Diaz, and Szoboszlai in the 10. Now, that 11 is more than capable of beating Nottingham Forest. We all know that Liverpool should be going out there and putting 3 or 4 goals past his Nottingham Forest side. And Nottingham Forest side, that fair play, they absolutely stuck to their guns. And I actually thought Forest defended really, really, really well. Liverpool going into this game unbeaten in the last 25 home games against Nottingham Forest, winning 20, drawing 5. I think the last time that we said before kickoff, the last time they had a defeat at Anfield was something like 1969 or 1970 under Bill Shankly. But Liverpool, they didn't really start the game well at all, to be brutally honest. It was only around the 15th, 20th minute they actually started looking somewhat threatening. But I don't know what, if I'm being brutally honest, and that's what I try to do on this channel, no bias, just call it as honest as possible. I think Liverpool need to rotate Gakpo or Nunes with Jota. He's had, yes, he's been on the end of the goals this season. Yes, he can create. But I'd be interested to see how Nunes or Gakpo get in and around that 9. Or if they potentially move Diaz or Salah into a false 9 and maybe bring on the Italian stallion, as they're calling him, Federico Chiesa off the bench. They've got more than enough options, but I don't think the last couple of games it's really clicked for Jota. And Arne Slot in the last couple of games around the 60th, 55th, 60th minute has brought on, and fair play, he's making a lot of changes. He made 5 subs that game. He brought on Bradley, Tsimikas, Gakpo, Curtis Jones, and Nunes. But they weren't really like Liverpool. I thought they would score, but they never really looked like they were piling the pressure on massively. And Nottingham Forest game plan was pretty much simple: was to allow 0 space in behind, 0 space in the wide areas, and they executed their game plan really, really well. They were happy for Liverpool to have all the possession. They were happy for Liverpool to try and do a slow build up and get some shots away. Liverpool only had 5 shots on target, and I don't really remember the goalkeeper pulling off worldy saves for Forest. I believe it's Souls. Going at half time, Jota towards the end of the half kind of latched onto a hopeful attempt, a header towards Sells, but he saved comfortably. Half time, Liverpool had dominance in terms of possession in and around the edge of the box for Forest, but other than Diaz hitting the woodwork, and a couple of saves from Sells. I never really thought Liverpool in the first half were incredibly dangerous. At half time, that is when I thought Arne Slot would make 3 or 4 changes. That's when I probably would have taken off Jota. That's when I probably would have brought Gakpo and Nunes on. That's probably what, in hindsight, would have been the better option, or to maybe change the game plan. He did bring on Bradley, kind of move Trent a little bit further up the pitch. And then half time, Nottingham Forest digging in again. 60th minute, Nunes comes on, Bradley comes on, and Gakpo comes on, a triple change. And then 10 minutes after that, a moment of absolute magic from ex-Chelsea player Callum Hudson-Odoi. Forest are fired into front, a classic counter-attack from the away side, which was the game plan. They got the breakthrough. It was 1-0 to the visitors at Anfield. And after a brilliant pass from Elanga, which completely ripped through Liverpool's defence, Callum Hudson-Odoi cuts inside, whips it with pace towards the back post, and the sound of it rippling through the net was kind of very nice. It was a nice goal to watch. It was a nice goal. It was a nice move. And Callum Hudson-Odoi fired Liverpool in front, and they went 1-0 up. Gonna be honest, as soon as they went 1-0 up, that was it for me. Game, set, and match. I never thought Liverpool were coming back into that game. And I was saying to a couple of the lads I was watching the game with, if Liverpool, for whatever reason, go 1-0 behind, which could happen, as we've seen at Anfield, a couple of freak defeats recently of last year, when they go 1-0, it's not like Manchester City at the moment. When City go 1-0 behind against Ipswich, they go and score 4 or 5. They go 1-0 down against Brentford, they bounce back with a couple of goals. They've got a player up front in Erling Haaland who is an absolute machine, menace. Call him what you want. He is an absolute machine. Now, when I look at that Liverpool front line, could he have made the changes earlier? Possibly. Alisson keeps Liverpool in it. They could have gone 2-0 up. A long ball from the back. It's held up nicely. The move plays out. They get the shot away. And then Liverpool, a number of players in this game booked. I look at Liverpool's upcoming fixtures. I am sure they will bounce back. They've got Milan on Tuesday. Bournemouth, if we look at their next 6 games in terms of Premier League, League Cup and other fixtures, I'm sure they will bounce back against Bournemouth in terms of Premier League fixtures. They've got a tough couple of games in there. Palace away. I know they've got a great record. That won't be easy. Milan away. Obviously, Liverpool need to get off to a winning start in the Champions League. Wolves against Chelsea. Wolves against Liverpool. Chelsea are playing tonight against Bournemouth, and obviously Liverpool play Bournemouth next week. Bournemouth have got it pretty tough coming up. But there's enough fixtures there. They're not a walk in the park to Liverpool, but Liverpool have got more than enough to get past those oppositions. Being brutally honest, I think Liverpool will beat AC Milan. I just have a feeling that we could see Liverpool bounce back. Arne Slot in with absolute ruthless response, and they have to be ruthless. They've got the Premier League is a very tough league. If you do not take your chances, you are punished. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. I'm gonna be honest. I look at that Liverpool game, and I think on another day, Liverpool battered them, put 4, 5, 6 goals past that Nottingham Forest team. But today, they simply were not good enough in front of goal. Defensively, it's the first goal conceded under the Arne Slot era. 1 goal conceded in 4 games is not a bad return by any stretch of the imagination. They won the other 3 games. They battered Man United, but if you look at how clinical they were against Man United and today, it's night and day. Absolute night and day. But they have to bounce back. It is as simple as that. I'm expecting them to go out and get 3 points against the likes of against the likes of AC Milan on Tuesday. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. I am